So Luke, you got this one, right?
What can I say about Guild Wars 2? Well, there's lots of dancing. And I mean lots of dancing. It's an MMORPG, there's a strong community, huge maps, and it has amazing gameplay. But best of all, it's completely 100% free to play. Yes, there aren't any fees whatsoever to play Guild Wars 2 after the initial purchase of the game. This is a very big deal. We can only hope that other MMORPGs in the future will take some inspiration from this game. You start the game like any other of the sort. You create your character, you choose from 5 races: Core, which is the strong bull race, similar to the Taurens from WoW; Humans, the Nords, which are stronger, more highly regarded race than humans, but with humanoid features. Think, the Nords from Skyrim. There's the Goblins, masters of the arcane and engineering, and my personal favourite, the Silvari, the natural plant people, born from the tree that live and grow in a community in the jungle, surrounded by nothing but nature. From there, you choose your class. The Elementalist, which can wield the 4 elements and manipulate them to their will. There's the Hunter-like Ranger, that takes to a bow and arrow rather than a gun, has an affinity with nature and has their own pet. The Ever-Constant Warrior, a giant battle tank with mounds of HP and can deal brutal amounts of damage with any weapon he or she chooses. The Dark Necromancer, summoning the dead for their own purposes. The Arcane Mage, Mesmer. The Gun Robotic Building Engineer. The Guardian, which is basically a priest, the healer of the group. And the one with some of the coolest moves I've ever seen in a game, the Thief. Able to slip into darkness and pirouette through the air to cause critical after critical on their opponents. After you choose your class, you move into the character customization. Now this is good. In games like World of Warcraft, you're forced to choose from about 10 pre-selected faces. This is not the case. Complete customization. Choose your height and body type, your facial features, the size of the horns and hair, the base colour of your garments, which can be changed with dice in the game, and then you choose from several options for your backstory. Who you grew up with, where, or whether or not your sister died. You then view an amazing art-styled opening cutscene, based on your race and choices.
Defeated, driven back, and broken. But we will not surrender. So many nations have fallen. Only Kryta still stands. Our faith is strong, despite the silence of the 6 gods.
Then you're plunked right into combat for some reason or another. Whether it be the middle of a war between 2 sides, or some evil invaders come to visit. This straight away lets you get a feel for your character, his attacks, his speed, and so on. As soon as I started, I was blown away by the detail and art of this game. The word beautiful just doesn't do it justice. Having said that, I started in the Silvari area, and it's impossible not to find that amazing. Scattered around each of the areas are points of interest, people that need help, and Assassin's Creed style viewpoints that view the area you're in with a dramatic camera angle. This allows you to see just how intricate and goddamn pretty this game is! Every 3 minutes I felt like the developers have just gone, "Look at it! Look at how pretty we've made this!" And you know what? I didn't care one bit. It's just amazing. Oh, and of course, even Guild Wars 2 has an all north.
You look really familiar.
Yeah, I used to run with Pete a long time ago. I just got back. It's not like it used to be.
But this game feels different than other
He's not the man I
MMOs.
thought he was.
The quest for your character
doesn't care
has
about the
obviously
struggle
had
at
more
all.
time put into them.
Just gold.
Instead of being
Why
just
don't you
text
get out?
boxes, full cutscenes have been made instead.
If you want it bad enough.
Characters have voices, even ones that only appear in one of your many quests.
Tribune Brimstone has ordered me to the crypt.
There are so many different areas to explore, and each can be vastly different from the last. I don't think I'll ever get tired of exploring the areas. A lot of the time, viewpoints take a bit of skill and platforming to get to. It's not just walk up to it and press F. But that's not all. The map of Guild Wars 2 is huge, and not just World of Warcraft huge, I mean dark-skinned man in the bedroom huge. So many different areas and so much walking. As far as I know, there aren't any mounts in this game, so to get around you can either cast a speed increase buff on yourself, if you can, or teleport to one of the many waypoints in each area, at any time, except in battle, for a small cost. Even travelling to the other side of the world only costs 30 copper, and takes about 20 seconds. It beats the flight pass in WoW any day. Of course, each race has their main city, but then you can take a portal to the hub city, with portals to each of the race's main city, all the professions, etc. This makes discovering areas simple, and reminded me of WoW's Orgrimmar. Also, the human city is definitely as confusing as Stormwind. Each of the main cities, though, have something that give you a speed boost to help you get around. The Sylvari has a special plant that you can drink nectar of, and the human city has a mage that'll cast a speed boost on you. This helps you get around the cities much faster, and allows every class to have the speed boost. The gameplay itself can be quite different than what I'm used to. For instance, you're normally set on one quest, but walking past areas will reveal other quests that are already happening for somebody that obviously needs help. You can drop into these, or drop out, at any time. There isn't a quest log, just something that needs to be done, and you can work together with complete randoms to complete it, hassle-free. This can lead to giant battles in the middle of nowhere, or an escort mission, with one person leading while the rest just cover your back. Some of the battles in this game are absolutely massive, and being able to have about 50 people just drop into it easily is really a brilliant thing. But even if you do die from being punched in the face by a giant rock golem from hell, you get a second chance. Similar to Borderlands' Second Wind feature, if you or someone can kill the enemy that killed you before your health fades, you simply get back up, without damage to your armor. You can either choose to sacrifice what little health you have to try and kill it, or, if its attention isn't focused on you, you can try to bandage yourself and get your health back up to revive yourself. Oh, and you can revive any player at any time if their corpse is in front of you and they haven't respawned yet. The abilities work quite different in this game to others as well. Instead of buying new spells or attacks from your trainer, you unlock new ones based on how much you've used the other ones. Over time, you unlock them all through simple progression. The types of attack you have change based on what weapon you have equipped, but all are based on the weapon in question. For instance, with the Elementalist, with the staff equipped, you have giant meteors of doom, earthquakes, and lightning storms. Whereas, if you have a dagger in hand, you'll have shorter, quicker attacks such as fire and frost breath, lightning web, and so on. These also change if you're underwater. I mean, I could boil the water around an enemy, or electrify the water. But, here's what really changes it. Are you ever tired of having level 60s come into your area and killing everything straight away? How about having a friend that's been playing for longer come in and help you with the quest, but just kill things so easily and then he gets bored and leaves? Well, Guild Wars 2 has a level shaping feature. Your level will be cut to one that's appropriate for the area, while still being higher. As a level 15, I joined a level 6 friend, and was lowered to a level 9 while in that area. So the enemies still was some sort of challenge, especially if you get cocky and try and take on everything at once. Of course, it still has all the MMORPG essentials like professions, skill points and guilds, as well as a much more simplified auction house. But Guild Wars 2 is just astonishing, showing what it can do and why it should be played. Guild Wars is one of the games I've been playing for years, and I haven't even started the PvP yet. I highly recommend it, and if I had to give it some sort of score, it's definitely a 9 out of 10. Oh, did I mention there was dancing?